Hello and welcome to my birthday collection of 2017, where I'll be showing you all the merchandise I've picked up for my birthday and some other stuff I picked up along the way. And as you can see, there's quite a few books, and of course there are a few rare books here. So yeah, you'll have to wait and see whereabouts those rare books are. Yeah, I'm going to say this now. I've had quite a few requests of people to say, when are you going to do a book collection? And I'm going to say this now, a book collection will be happening in the Easter holiday, sort of the end of March to sort of mid-April. Around that time I'll do a book collection. So yeah, that's it. And I've reached 700 subscribers, so that's a nice little treat because I reached it on my birthday, 700 subscribers, so that's very cool. So the 700 subscriber special videos will be happening very soon. I mean, the DVD collection will be the next video. My in-depth look at the DVDs will be the next video I do. So without further ado, let's crack on with this collection update and start with
kicking
the
off
DVDs.
with DVDs. First we have the Power of the Daleks Steelbook Blu-ray, exclusive to Amazon I believe. And wow, just look at it, it's absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait to get the Series 1 Blu-ray Steelbook, because they just look fantastic, the Steelbooks, and I've just become quite addicted to the Doctor Who ones. And obviously this has the lovely novelty of watching Power of the Daleks in colour. And sort of the main reason I wanted to pick it up, and it's sort of one of those novelty things. So yeah, be interesting to experience it in colour, and of course I will be reviewing Power of the Daleks and looking which is the better version, the standard DVD or the lovely Steelbook. Yeah, another DVD I did order was the John Pertwee Years, which is out on the 6th of March I believe, and I just look forward to watching that 5 hours of Pertwee goodness.
Kicking off with Big Finish now, we have the Companion Chronicles. I got two of these. I got the Invasion of NSpace, which I got because I'm enjoying Series 6 of the 4th Doctor Adventure, so I thought it'd be quite interesting to see how they deal with Season 18 in sort of the Companion Chronicle format. It's set between obviously the State of Decay and the Warrior's Gate, so it'd be very interesting. Don't know too much about this story, but it'd be interesting to give it a go. And the final Companion Chronicle I got was Quinnis, which was obviously referenced in the Edge of Destruction. It's got quite a creepy cover with like a plague doctor on the front. It's by Mark Platt, so it should be pretty good. So I look forward to giving Quinnis a go. Now onto the main range stuff. Now, I have completed another Doctor in the main range, and that is the 5th Doctor. So kicking off with the main range audios, we have Moonflesh. This is supposedly meant to be like Into the Forest of the Night sort of version, what Big Finish have done. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to enjoy this story. I mean, I've listened to the second story from the trilogy, Tomb Ship, which is just magnificent. I do love Tomb Ship. It is a very good story and a great mystery behind it. But this one I don't think I'm going to enjoy, because it is meant to be like Into the Forest of the Night. So who knows what I will think of that one. And we have a 6th Doctor audio, Recorded Time. I think this is an anthology release. Yeah, it's an anthology release. Yes, it'd be interesting to give that a go. Yeah, don't know too much about this story, but it'd be interesting to give it a go. Next up we have Rat Trap. Don't know too much about this story again, but it's been one sort of a story what's intrigued me for a while, and I've been wanting to pick this up, but I couldn't find it for a cheap price, and finally managed to get it for a decent price. So yeah. And the final 5th Doctor audio I needed, from the same trilogy as Heroes of Sontar and Rat Trap, and that is the Kiss of Death. Sounds quite, it's meant to be quite a dark story, quite a gruesome story. I mean, from the concept art it is rather a gruesome story, but yeah, be interesting to give that a go, and I think it would be a very good story for Turlo. And Big Finish did have a sale on the 51 to 125 audios, and I picked up two. Ones that I needed, so now I have a clear run from 1 to 150, and I just need 6 more main range stories, and then the main range is complete, which would be a fantastic achievement. So the first audio I got was The Dark Husband. I don't know too much about the story, really don't know anything really on it. All I know is it's supposedly meant to be rubbish. That's the only thing I know about this story, and from the blurb, it's not one I'm going to rush out and listen to. It's going to be one I'll probably leave till sort of quite late on. Really. And the final one I got was The Angel of Scutari, one I've been after for a while, but I couldn't find it for a cheap price. And obviously the events from this story lead into Project Destiny, so it'd be interesting to listen to this and then re-listen to Project Destiny to see if I enjoy it more. So yeah, it'd be very interesting to give Angel of Skitarii a go, because I've listened to any of the Daleks and that was a very good story, and I've still got to listen to Magic Mousetrap yet, so be interesting, because this trilogy is going to be a very good
now
Seventh
onto
Doctor
the
trilogy.
box set what I've picked up. Now I did pick up Series 11 and Series 12 of Jago and Lightfoot, but they haven't arrived yet, which is a real shame, because I'm really excited to delve into Jago and Lightfoot again, because hey, everybody loves Henry Gordon, Jago and Professor Lightfoot. So the first box I got was Bernie Summerfield Unbound Free. Now I managed to get this for a good price. I mean, I wasn't going to pay 20 quid for it. I managed to get this for 12 quid, brand new and sealed. So for 12 quid, you can't argue. And it's a release I'm actually tempted to review. I'm just interested to listen to it and review it, because I don't think there's much coverage on it, so be interesting. And obviously David Warner is an alternative third Doctor, which is scandalous, because there is only one third Doctor, and that is our Lord and Saviour John Pertwee, not David Warner. Yeah, so be interesting to give that a go. Might be quite an odd bunch of stories, but yeah, hopefully I'll review that in the future. And the final box set is Casualties of War, the final War Doctor box set, what completes the War Doctor saga, and obviously is the last ever War Doctor box set we get featuring John Hurt, which is rather sad. Yes, I will be overviewing the War Doctor saga, so going from my least favourite box set to my favourite box set, and of course I will be reviewing this box set alongside that overview. So yeah, I haven't listened to any of these stories yet. I've still got to experience these lovely stories. So yeah, that's the War Doctor Casualties of War. Before we go into the massive pile of books, we have the Third Doctor comic issue 5, the last issue for the Third Doctor comics, and of course you can expect a review of the Third Doctor comic series, which I've been looking forward to reviewing for you for such a long time, ever since the comic began really back in September, so I am very excited to get that video out. Right, it's time to look at the books and start looking at the mountain of books I got. Now, the books I'm going to show you now are book bundles I got. I got a 5th Doctor bundle and a 1st Doctor bundle for 6 quid each, so 12 quid for sort of 8 books is pretty good. So kicking off with the 5th Doctor bundle with Imperial Moon, which is meant to be quite a nice sort of time travel story, like a what if the Victorians sort of went to the moon in 1873 and how far humanity would have progressed, really. So that'd be very interesting to give that a go. Yeah, be interesting to read that one. And we have the King of Terror, which is the 5th Doctor and Brigadier and Unit. I think this is the second story unit featured with the 5th Doctor, with the first one being Deep Blue, I believe. Yeah, and this was one I sort of got to pick up because I love, you know, Unit and all that, because hey, it's related to the fabulous John Pertwee era. And it'd be interesting to see how the 5th Doctor reacts with Unit. Ultimate Treasure, it sounds like quite a fun, quirky 5th Doctor story. Don't really know much about this story, to be honest, to comment on it, but it just sounds like a fun, quirky adventure. Now, this is going to shock a few people. The main reason I picked up this bundle was for the most hated PDA book, and that is Divided Loyalties, because I just wanted to experience the Celestial Toymaker in book form to see how well he sort of translates onto page. And obviously this is meant to be in season 19 with all Adric and all that palaver. So it'd be interesting to see how Gary Russell sort of writes those characters and how he deals with all those numbers in the TARDIS. And I think the Celestial Toymaker is quite a good way to get around with that, with all these different games. So yeah, that's one I'm actually very excited to read, even though it's considered the worst PDA out there. So kicking off with the 1st Doctor bundle now with Byzantium. I believe that this is a prequel to the Romans and is definitely not in the same style as the Romans, because this is meant to be quite a dark story and quite horrific, whereas the Romans is quite light-hearted and sort of a comedy story. A bit sort of reminds me of a Carry On story, really, the Romans, but apparently this is meant to be quite dark and bleak. So yeah, I'm very interested to give that a go. Then we have City at World's End, the 1st Doctor equivalent to Inferno. So it'll be interesting if I prefer City at World's End or Inferno, but I think I already know the answer because Inferno has John Pertwee, so it's naturally going to win. But yeah, this is going to be one of the best PDA books for the 1st Doctor. Next book, again, well, the penultimate one from the 1st Doctor bundle, and that is Salvation by Steve Lyons. And I've started to read a little bit of this, and from what I've read, I was really enjoying it, so I want to continue reading this one.
yeah, I'm enjoying what I've experienced so far. And the final book, and this is the reason why I picked up the First Doctor bundle, and it's a book I've been after for a while, and it is The Witch Hunters by Steve Lyons again. This is meant to be one of the best PDA books out there, and it just sounds like a fantastic, gripping story. Just honestly, it sounds like a very good character story, and I just cannot wait to read this. It's probably one of my most excited PDA books to experience. So now moving on to the final pile of BBC books I got, and we kick off with The Deadly Reunion, a book which I'm just really excited to read. It's meant to be sort of quite slow at the first half, but when it gets going it's meant to be a magnificent book, and of course is a Third Doctor book, because my challenge is trying to get all the Third Doctor original fiction books, and I'm almost there. So yeah, I'm very excited to read The Deadly Reunion. Next up we have Drift. Yeah, this sounds like a very, very creepy story. Yeah, Fourth Doctor and Leela, so I'm very excited to give that a go. It's meant to be a very interesting book, and quite a popular book, I believe. Yeah, and it's sort of perfect to read in winter, so it'll be very interesting. So if we ever get snow, that's a book I'm going to try and read. Next up we have Heart of TARDIS, Second Doctor and Fourth Doctor book. Yeah, I believe they don't actually meet, but this book just sounds incredible, and it's got a lovely spine. See, I love the spines, good old spines. Yeah, it just sounds like a very good story. It's Fourth Doctor and Romana 1, and that's kind of the main reason I sort of picked it up, because I just love the Fourth Doctor and Romana 1, and it'd be interesting to see how those sort of two plot threads sort of interlink in a way. So yeah, Heart of TARDIS. Then we've had a book what I've been after for a long time. I remember sort of looking at this book in 2012, just going, wow, I would love to get this book. And it is Matrix. Just this book, I hope it redeems the Seventh Doctor for me, because Big Finish have really put a dampener on my joy of the Seventh Doctor, because I love him on TV, but Big Finish, I really don't like the Seventh Doctor. He's probably my least favourite Big Finish Doctor. But this sounds like a proper Seventh Doctor story, dark and quite gothic, with him being in sort of the Victorian setting, and just the back of it, you know, the blurb of this book just sounds incredible. And again, one of my most anticipated books to read. It might probably be the book I read next, actually. It just sounds incredible with sort of the Seventh Doctor and Jack
Next book
Ripper.
is The Island of Death, which I got with another book, which I'll show in a minute. I believe this book is set at sort of the time of sort of Paradise of Death and the Ghost of NSpace. It's around about that sort of time, so season 11 sort of time. So yeah, don't know too much about this story, but it sounds like a very interesting book. It doesn't get the best reviews, so who knows, it might actually be quite a good book for me. A book I sort of had to get as well, and it is Deep Blue, and it's come in this nice little protective case, which is very nice, and it's the Fifth Doctor and Unit, so I'm gonna love this no matter what. And from reading the blurb and what people have said about it, it seems like it's a fantastic book, and I just cannot wait to check this book out. It seems like a very good book. Next up, quite an odd book, which is The Empire of Death. Now the reason I picked this book up is it's the only Fifth Doctor and Nyssa book ever. You know, all the other Fifth Doctor books are either with Tegan, Nyssa, or Adric or Turlo, but this is the only solo adventure the Fifth Doctor and Nyssa have, and the story itself sounds incredible, with sort of ghosts in the Victorian era, and it just sounds incredible, and it's a book I just cannot wait to read. I mean, all the books I picked up I just cannot wait to read, and it's been quite a while before I read some of them, because I'm quite a slow reader. The next book is a book I sort of had to get because it just sounds like a very interesting book, and that is Face of the Enemy, where the Master sort of takes on the Doctor role, because the Doctor's in on Peladon. This is set between sort of Day of the Daleks, I believe. It's set in between quite a few stories, actually. Yeah, Day of the Daleks and the Sea Devils, and the Doctor's concurring with Curse of Peladon. So it'll be interesting to see how the Master and the Brigadier work together, because they have to work to stop an alien threat, and it's got Ian and Barbara in. So it'll be interesting to see how they sort of work into the story. So yeah, Face the Enemy, book I'm excited to check out. The final PDA book, I got by mistake. I just sort of bid on it for a joke, really, to see if I would win it, and that book is The Indestructible Man. I sort of placed a bid on it thinking, yeah, I'm not going to get it,
and I just went off for about 10 minutes to, you know, do other things, and I come back and there was a bid war, and I managed to get this sort of book for 12 quid, and yeah, be quite a nice book to get. I mean, it's got like quite a lot of 60s reference to sci-fi and stuff, but apparently it's quite a dark story. I mean, I've heard something what happened to the second Doctor in this book, and my god, poor Troughton. So yeah, be nice to have, because I believe this is the rarest PDA book out there, and to get it for 12 quid, it's a pretty good price in all. So yeah, Indestructible Man closer to BBC Books. Now onto the Virgin Missing Adventures. Now before we actually go on to the Virgin Missing Adventures themselves, another Virgin book I got, which I got with the Island of Death, and that is the Paradise of Death novelisation, which is in very, very good condition, which I'm very happy about, because got to get the Pertwee books in mint condition, because John deserves it. Yeah, Paradise of Death, I will say, is kind of a bad story. It's probably my least favourite Third Doctor story I've experienced. It just seems quite a wacky story, so it'd be interesting to see if the book does it justice, or whether the audio is better. So that'd be very interesting to see which is the better version of Paradise of Death. Another book what ties in with the radio plays, and that is the Ghosts of NSpace, which I got from the same seller I got Deep Blue from, so they've got this nice little protective case for them, and yeah, lovely mint condition as well. So Ghosts of NSpace, I will say, is the better play out of Paradise of Death, and I personally love it because you've got the Brigadier sort of mad Italian uncle, which is kind of cool. But yeah, lovely illustration of the Third Doctor, just look at that, beautiful cover. But this was apparently the worst Virgin Missing Adventure, which is kind of a shame, because yeah, I just do enjoy Ghosts of NSpace. I think it's quite a nice little fun story. Next book, we have a First Doctor book, and that is The Plotters. So yeah, a book what's really interested me for a while now. If I could only have one First Doctor Virgin Missing Adventure, it would be this. And the seller said that this book was well read and shows signs of age, but this is practically mint condition. You know, no creases on the spine. It is practically mint condition, which I'm very happy about. And yeah, sounds like a very, very good, strong historical story by Gareth Roberts, and I believe that this was voted the best Virgin Missing Adventure. So I've got the worst Virgin Missing Adventure and the best in the same collection update. Yeah, very excited to give that a go. Just seems like a marvellous story. Next up, we have a Second Doctor Virgin Missing Adventure. We have Menagerie. Simple reason I picked up this one, it wasn't what interested me, but I saw it for £3. I thought, hey, let's pick it up, and yeah, lovely condition again. Beautiful actually. And the story sounds quite dark, with sort of Zoe being sold to a freak show. So yeah, and the reviews are quite mixed with this, whether it's good or it's just average or it's just plain damn right bad. So yeah, be interesting to next Virgin Missing Adventure is Managua, a Fourth Doctor Virgin Missing Adventure, and yeah, it is the thickest Virgin Missing Adventure out there. From reviews, people are saying it's either 150 pages too long, or people are saying this is a fantastic Virgin Missing Adventure and you must check it out. But I think this appeals to more people who like theatre and sort of are quite sort of know characters from books and quite sort of well cultured in sort of, you know, quite iconic books, I guess. And it's got quite a creepy cover, you know, somebody peeling their face. So very interesting one to give this a go, to see whether I think this is 150 pages too long or it's just damn right a good book. Next one was the last Third Doctor Missing Adventure I need, and that was the Dancing the Code, which just sounds incredible, with the Doctor building this machine and he sees like the Brigadier kill somebody, and it just sounds like a very good sort of James Bond espionage story by Paul Leonard, who is quite renowned to be quite a complex writer. But yeah, this just sounds like a really traditional, gripping Third Doctor story, and it's just one I cannot wait to experience. So now we move on to the rare Virgin books I got. Now I got 3 rare Virgin books, and you probably can guess what they are. The first one is The Dark Path. Yes. Oh, feels good to have this one. Yeah, beautiful.
this is going to be quite interesting because this is meant to explain sort of the origin for the Master when he was good and travelling around and helping the universe, and this is meant to be when the Master goes evil. Quite an interesting monster on the cover, quite a crazy monster, very 80s monster actually, with his sort of weird strange mohawk. Set in between sort of the Web of Fear and Fury from the Deep, so season 5, which to me is the best second Doctor season out there. Do love season 5. But yeah, I'm very interested to give this one a go. It's by David A. McKinty, and his writing really does intrigue me. You know, all his books, what he's done, I've just been interested to read. They just sound incredible. And this seems to be getting very good reviews, like 8 out of 10, you know, 8 to 9 out of 10, which is very good. And I cannot wait to experience The Dark Path, and I managed to get it for 35 quid, which is a very good price, because I think it's about 50 quid on Amazon. So yeah, and the final Virgin book in terms of Missing Adventures is The Well-Mannered War. Huzzah! Now this book I wanted to get because I've listened to the adaptation, what Big Finish have done, many times, and I think it is the best Virgin adaptation they've done. It's the best book adaptation they've done. And I'm just so pleased to have it, and it's in mint condition. Like, I don't want to read it because look at the spine, absolutely no crease. There's only a little bit of damage there from sort of it being taken off the shelf, but my god. But apparently the audio adaptation is very close to the book, so this is going to be a magnificent read, and that's why I had to get it, because look at Romana with the sexy pertwee outfit. Beautiful. So yeah, I'm just so pleased to have The Well-Mannered War, and yeah, if you manage to get this book, get it, because obviously the story is just magnificent. And I paid 35 quid for this, and it's in mint condition really, so I can't grumble. It normally goes for about 50 quid as well. I'm not sure which is the rarest Virgin Missing Adventure now, whether it's Cold Fusion, Dark Path, or The Well-Mannered War, so it's very interesting to see which is the rarest out of them. Or it might be another one, who knows, another one might have become the rarest out of them. But yeah, I'm just so pleased to have The Well-Mannered War. I'm just a bit speechless by it, because it's just such an iconic book, and I just love the adaptation. So yeah, I cannot wait to read it, even though it'd be a bit of a scary one to read, because I don't want to ruin the condition, because just look at it, absolutely love it. So yeah, the last Virgin book I got, which is part of no range, it's not part of a Decalogue range, No Adventures or Missing Adventures, and I've got to say a massive thank you to J. Arkham Reviews for finding this book, and he's the one who sort of linked me to some of the bundles I bought in this update, so a massive thank you to him. And he's sort of the main reason I picked up this book, and that is Who Killed Kennedy. Now from what he's been saying, this is an absolute Pertwee continuity fest. It explains sort of the goings on between sort of the invasion and sort of the early Pertwee series. It sort of fills in the continuity gap, like how the Doctor got to Mars so quickly, what happened to Isabel the photographer in the invasion, and this story has sort of a dark thing for Dodo. This has some very dark stuff happens to Dodo, and you feel sorry for Dodo in this book. Yeah, I just cannot wait to read this, because this is just meant to be sort of a Pertwee Bible, and I've just got to say massive thank you to J. Arkham Reviews for linking me to this, because without this, you know, this is a book I just needed to get, and it was become my most wanted Doctor Who book. Once he started to explain the content of the book, I was just like, I need that in my life, and to have it is just magnificent. Cannot wait to experience this, because I didn't realise that this book was actually so rare, in the sense that I thought, oh, it's just going to be one of those miscellaneous books nobody was really interested in buying. I checked on eBay and it was for 128 quid. I was like, bloody hell, I'm not paying 128 quid for it. But I did pay £10.50 for it. The condition is a little bit battered, you know, the spine is a bit creased, but I don't care. At the end of the day, I've got a physical copy of the Pertwee Bible. Yeah, just magnificent. I cannot wait to read this. It's probably, I'll probably say this is probably the book I'm going to read next. Despite all the books I've said, I'll read that next, but this one is a definite one to check out, because I just cannot wait to experience that third Doctor goodness. Oh, yes. So that concludes my birthday collection update. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I will see you on my next
video, which will be an in-depth look at my DVD collection, part of my 700 subscriber special videos, because I finally reached 700 subscribers. Yes, so we can begin the Q&A, the DVD collection, and the product enterprise overview. So I'll see you on my next video, which will be an in-depth look at the DVD collection. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. So thank you very much, and goodbye.